Well, first I want to say to this young man, before somebody take his head off, cause see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, they easy to fly off their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If two men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private, because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do. But 50 is the wrong dude that you want to do that type of attention, get that kind of attention from, bro. In the infamous words of Waka Flocka, that nigga go hard in the paint. And I don't believe that this cat would even put out some trash like that and really didn't know what he was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York do not play.
Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Jan Deal, has issued a blunt warning to Christian Combs, claiming he's put himself in danger. According to Deal, Christian was the one who allegedly leaked the Cassie footage online, a move that may have triggered Diddy's latest wave of legal fallout.
See, after he did that shit, something get leaked to the press. Do you notice that, right? As soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here, y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, he said, well, we're gonna show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Cause you gotta realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time.
Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Jan Deal, has issued a blunt warning to Christian Combs, claiming he's put himself in danger. According to Deal, Christian was the one who allegedly leaked the Cassie footage online, a move that may have triggered Diddy's latest wave of legal fallout.
Bars for life.
In law enforcement for 27 years, and I had the opportunity to see HIDA. It's a place, whereas they have the state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss?
Looks like Diddy's own son might be the one who lit the fuse, allegedly setting off a chain of events that could land his father behind bars
Saturday.
Hi, Hector.
Yo.
Boss, only 2 days after showing up to his dad's sex trafficking court hearing, Christian Combs was seen living it up with his girlfriend Raven. A video circulating online shows the pair smiling and vibing after Raven's appearance at the Essence Feed to Funds panel that Saturday.
And she was 25 years old at the time. She believed that the trip was a wholesome family excursion, but says it, quote, turned into a hedonistic environment, even describing rampant drug use among sex workers and celebrities who came on board. She believes that the alcohol on the yacht had been laced with drugs because she says women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over.
Just 48 hours after showing up to his father's high-stakes court hearing, Christian Combs was caught on camera kissing his girlfriend Raven and partying with friends, loudly proclaiming she's the baddest girl in the world. Meanwhile, their mother Janice Combs stood by Diddy in court as he was denied bail for the third time, with trial set for May 5th. But Christian's got his own storm brewing. An April lawsuit accuses him of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman named Grace during a December 2022 yacht trip. The suit also drags Diddy into the mix, claiming he's liable as the yacht owner. Both men have slammed the accusations as baseless lies.
Markey reportedly told Christian, quote, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Markey then says that she told Christian she couldn't stay with him unless it was approved by a supervisor, all of whom she knew would be asleep at the time, so this was a way for her to get out of the situation. She claims that Christian said, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Markey then says she responded with, quote, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Markey says that she tried to go back to her work, but Christian found her again, wanted her to find him a place to sleep for the night. So she ended up taking him to the cinema room for the yacht, which doubled as a place for people to sleep. And she claims that is when Christian blocked her and groped her, took off his clothes, tried to force her to perform oral sex on him. She says that she was able to fight him off until someone came in. Now, the lawsuit goes on to say that O'Markey told the yacht captain what happened the very next day, but he didn't believe her, didn't do any sort of real investigation. She says the captain retaliated against her for months after the alleged assault, before ultimately firing her in May of 2023. Now, aside from her account, aside from a potential other witness, right, the person that allegedly walked in on this, what proof is there that this happened? Well, she reportedly has photos of the bruises that she says were caused by this event with Christian Combs. The quote was, "Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored, as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls." Holly goes on to say, "We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them." Then, the attorneys for Universal Music Group, one of the defendants who are also being sued by Rodney Jones for their alleged participation and facilitation of the abuse and trafficking claim by Jones, they argued that the claims were so, quote, offensively false that one of these attorneys, Donald Zakarin, wrote, "A license to practice law is a privilege. Mr. Blackburn, plaintiff's lawyer, has misused that license to self-promote, gratuitously, falsely, and recklessly accusing the UMG defendants of criminal behavior." So a lot of back and forth that we're seeing right here. And again, to be clear, everything that Diddy and his sons are facing are accusations. They haven't even been criminally charged. These are civil lawsuits. There has been no finding by a judge or a jury that they are liable at this point.
Grace alleges that Christian Combs showed up to the yacht drunk and instantly made her feel uneasy with his unwanted attention. She claims he pushed her to take tequila shots she suspects were laced, before turning aggressive and groping her. The lawsuit also drops another bomb. Producer Rodney L. Jones, who was present, supposedly has recordings exposing illegal behavior tied to Diddy and his crew.
Then,
2025, that's when Diddy trial starts. How you feel about it, man?
I think if they lawyer got that off, they did a great job. Because you got to realize some of these cases, even you get regular drug cases, they be taking a year or 2 years to go through all the paperwork, everything they want to do, how the guy weighed out, getting the witnesses and everything together. I think the lawyer thinking that they're not going to be able to give them discovery and enough discovery in that short of time. Because the prosecutors are not going to present anything to the court that they think they can't prove. You understand what I'm saying? So the prosecutors is going to try to, go through everything. And that's a short time, brother. That's less than what? May? That's less than 7-8 months. You talking about 18 businesses. You talking about they got, I think they say 170 witnesses. You understand? They got 1,000 bottles of oil they got to test. Allegedly baby oil that they got to test. And I said allegedly baby oil because that's what the prosecutor said. Alleged baby oil. He didn't say baby oil. He said alleged baby oil. So that means that it may be something, or some of those bottles wasn't baby oil. You talking about victims and their statements and presenting them to the courts. So they got a lot of things. So that was a smart move by the defense, trying to get the trial a speedy trial, so the prosecutor only have so much evidence that they could present. It could help them, and it can hurt them too.
How you feel about Diddy lawyers coming out blaming the government for leaking, the tape of Cassie?
Well, the lawyers are doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to trying to try this case in the public's eye. You understand? So Diddy could get, Diddy could probably get off by them saying that the prosecutors them released the tape. The grand jury have every right to see any kind of evidence out there that the prosecutor want to give them. Now, them leaking it and everything like that, that's not going to decide whether the judge is going to allow them to dismiss the case because they leaked this this trial, because they're going to try to state he can't get a fair trial because the prosecutors are trying to win their case in the public's eye. That's not going to be, it's going to be up to the judge to decide whether that was significant enough to not have this trial. His lawyers are trying to do anything, and they're going to try to do anything to win this case without it first going in front of a jury, without it first going in front of the judge like that. So what they're doing is they're going to try to play all different kind of cards to make us think, you understand, the dude is innocent and he's been done wrong and unfair. That's what the lawyer's supposed to do. But it ain't gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Just like, hold up, but just like first bail denied, second bail denied, the third bail denied. They don't trust the lawyers, and they damn well don't trust Diddy being out in public or in the streets or at home at any time. I think that they trying to beef up their case, bro. They're gonna continue to beef up their case once they continue to dig and get stuff. Once they continue to dig and get more stuff from the business part of it, they're gonna use those charges. Because if he did anything that was illegal regarding tax evasions, money laundering, they're gonna use that. If he had used his company and his power for the racketeering and things like that, so they can get the RICO Act on there, they're gonna use that. Any new news that can make their case powerful and they could present it to the court, they're gonna use it. As long as they give it to the defense team in the discovery, they're gonna use everything. But it's gonna be difficult for Puff to fight his case in jail. You know how hard it is to fight your case and go through every last one of those victims, or whether you know them or not. All that paperwork he has to do, you gotta realize they only get a lawyer like 2 hours, I think. Anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And maybe on certain days, depending on where you at. How is he gonna fight his case decent in jail? But that's what happened where you lay your head.
So you don't see any kind of way he get out of this?
Bruh, I would bet whatever I had that he ain't got no chance in hell in getting out of here. All because they already got one witness for the sex trafficking case. And that's all you need. And when you only have to have one witness for the sex trafficking case, even though she may have been a participant, and I'm talking about Cassie, it's going to be hard for him to fight.
This marks a major turning point. Diddy's behind bars and the bombshells just keep dropping about him and his inner circle. With 6 more lawsuits piling up and explosive claims surfacing, even Jan Deal says Diddy's chances of beating this case are slim.
You called Diddy a demon over a comment he made in Nipsey. What made you say that? Like, what's the backstory behind that?
But bro, I didn't say he was a demon. What I think I said that you gotta watch what you say to these demons. And I might have put him in the same category. But I didn't per se, he's a demon. Now he's done shit that I projected. I see that demons does. When I seen him picked up that dove, and a dove supposed to be that of new beginning in life, and the dove fell to the ground straight like it was dead. The day we did that, he did that ritual in the park before he went to trial with Sean. Bruh. And I'll tell you that story if we talk about Sean. If we talk about Sean today, I'll tell you that story. All right? How about that? Now don't go figure out something to talk to me and ask me about Sean. Yeah, but if we talk about Sean, I'll ask that. But what you was asking me is that, listen here, man. I did not know Nipsey Hussle. I knew of him and the positive things that he was trying to do out there in his community. The music that he was putting out, that I could say, based on conversations that I heard him speak, that the man was spiritually connected. He was a child of God. He had gotten in front of Puffy one time, and he told Puff that he was putting out this music, and I guess Puff was helping him in some kind of way, and he said something. And that what he said was, I need my music and my album to have the same feel of that life after death, like Biggie's album. Now, you taking a spiritual person who's asking for something. He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. That same feel was that Biggie got murdered and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons, because it just might come true. You just gotta watch what you say, brother, because God said that you say it by mouth, you believe it in thy heart, and it shall happen. And when you got a strong spirit, and you that type of person, you gotta watch what you say out your mouth, man.
You think it was a good idea for Nipsey to be cool with Diddy?
I really can't speak on what and the reason why that man would, when he was already doing a great job himself with the team that he had. But somebody convinced him that that would be a good look for him. But no disrespect.
It's no small thing that Jan Deal pointed to Diddy's own son being caught up in trouble, especially with wild theories swirling that Diddy may have ordered hits on artists he clashed with, including Nipsey Hussle. The deeper this goes, the darker it gets.